Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, at Blockhouse Bay Reserve today for today's feature Crown Lift Trucks Sharman Cup match between Bay Roskill Vikings and Manurewa Marlins. Here with Fritz Vogel, assistant coach of the Bay Roskill Vikings. Mate, top of the grading rounds for you guys. How did you sort of assess your performance through that period?
Yeah, I think the boys did quite well. It's our first time in this competition. We were aiming at the reserves, but we've been promoted into the Prems, and so it's been an exciting time. We're learning as we're going, and I think the boys are looking forward to this round, establishing a good pattern.
Beaten grand finalists last year, obviously losing to the Te Aratu Roosters in the decider. Have you managed to keep most of your boys on board?
Yes, I think we had a good time amalgamating. It's an amalgamated team of the God Squad from Senior A have moved together with the existing team, and a little bit shaky at the beginning as we didn't know one another that well. But during that pre-season, we got to know each other, and we were blending together really well.
And I guess you had your best season since getting relegated back down to the Sharman Cup. There's probably a real sense around the club of wanting to build on that and not let it go to waste.
Oh, for sure. Yep, we're like I say, some of us are new to it, myself included, and it's an exciting time. We'd love to continue to build upon this and develop a team from the ground roots up. We're part of the Bay now for a few years, and we're growing the grades all the way through, coaching and developing younger players, and it's exciting to see that the club's just not about the Prems, but it's about developing and training younger men as they come through the ranks.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we look at the performance through the grading rounds, what did you like most about it, and what was the most positive thing that you found from the grading rounds?
Oh, the grading rounds was good to see us have to move our feet a little faster. Everything is faster. The game is much more quicker in the ruck area, and so it's been encouraging to see guys who are experienced and know the game be able to lift up those who are just learning the game in the sense of being at this top level. And it's good to see men developing and growing and becoming faster and quicker on their feet and thinking faster and sharper. That's always exciting.
And you came through what has been referred to as the pool of death. You had some fantastic teams in there, the likes of East Coast Bays, Barracudas. I think you had Otara and Otahuhu in there. Does that probably help you having that tough build-up?
Yeah, I like that, the way you put that, the pool of death. Yeah, it was a great time. We've got a CEO that encourages us with words before we play the games, and many times he says to us, never take any team for granted, no matter who they are. And the team that we took for granted, we actually lost to East Coast Bays, so ups to them. They did really well, but didn't make the top four. So it's been a learning curve all round, but all said and done, I think we're starting to find our feet.
You play a Manurewa side today who appear quite young. What gets the job done today? What's going to be the key difference?
Well, today again, this is where it counts. This is the round two for us, and for us it's going to be completing our sets and getting to our kick, and obviously securing and holding on the ball. The team that does that with the least errors, I believe, will be the team that win today.
Excellent, that's all we need, so thank you for joining us. We'll now move across to Nikrom Ariiti from the Manurewa Marlins. Nikrom, welcome. It's a good day for footy, mate. The boys must be pretty pumped after a few grading rounds.
Yeah, no, they're excited. They're prepared to go. I think we prepared well through the week. Yeah, the boys are just ready to get out there and rip in.
I think similar to Bay Roskill, you went through the grading rounds with just the one loss, I think going down to Ponsonby. How did you kind of assess the performance through the grading rounds?
I think the boys built pressure in terms of our game plan and stuff like that. So the grading rounds, we went okay. I think we just need to stick to I guess what works for us in our process. But in terms of the other teams, it was competitive right through, and I guess it just came down to the result at the end of the day.
What do you expect from this Bay Roskill side? They obviously got beaten in the Sharman Cup grand final last year. A lot of those boys back. What are you expecting from them?
Tough battle. They got a few key players back, majority actually. So I guess for our team, we just got to stick to our process and what works for us, and hopefully we come away with the win.
And for your side, speaking to a few of the boys this week, you got a lot of the local juniors back who had gone off and played for other teams. How much of a boost is that to have Rewa boys back in your squad?
I think it's for the club moving forward. We're really proud. 1 through to 17s, all Manurewa local juniors. So I think that's been a goal for the club coming through, progressing younger talent. So in terms of, I guess, the club's future, it's in a good place.
And for yourself, you've returned back to Auckland after a couple of years over in Australia, where you've played some men around that sort of thing. How are you enjoying being back, mate?
Just love it. It's home. At the same time, could have went elsewhere, but I guess my heart's always, well, we're homers, and trying to pass my knowledge down to the younger talent that we have at Manurewa, and I just guess building from there.
And you've got the coaching hat on right now. Is there any chance we're going to see you on the field in 2017?
Nah. The boys are working hard, and you know, especially in our reserves team, there's people knocking on the door. We're getting 60 to training, so you know, we're fortunate to be able to field a top side, reserves, and 2 senior A teams. So I don't think I'll be putting on a jersey anytime this year.
And we've got a couple of your brothers, I think, in the team as well, Justice and Khan. What's it like being back with them and enjoying footy with them?
Oh, you know, it's a blessing. I played with them last year, my first time playing with my brothers. Again, I guess coaching them is a bit different. So yeah, it's going good.
And just finally, what's the key thing that's going to get the job done today? You're going to be playing a pretty big Roskill side. What do you think the key area of the game is going to be today?
Just completions. If we complete our sets, stick to our processes, whoever holds the ball and builds pressure the most, I think we'll come away with the win.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us. All the best.
No worries. Thanks, mate.
So there we go. We've heard from both coaches now. We'll now go through a little bit of preview material and build up towards this match. We've got the reserve game going on behind us here as we build towards this round 1 Crown Lift Trucks Sharman Cup clash. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from Blockhouse Bay Reserve here in West Auckland. I'm joined in commentary today by Troy Hardy. Troy, we've got an excellent matchup for round 1. It's only early in the season, but already it appears that these two teams are possibly going to be right up there at the end. Both qualified through top of their pool. What are your thoughts on what we might get today?
I think we're going to see a great match here today at the home of the Vikings, and great to be here with all the Auckland Rugby League fans, you know, at the match of the round, seeing Manurewa Marlins up against Roskill Vikings. And as you said, Corey, you know, top of the table clash. These are the two big guns. I think we're going to see a pretty strong competitive match today. And looking at the size of the Roskill boys, they've certainly got some big, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And just talking about the players there, we do have the team lists up. So there are a couple of changes to that, which we will run through later on. But a couple of interesting sort of stories in here, I guess, for Roskill. Their kind of key player for me, Salila Vaivai, the lock forward. He's played for the Akarana Falcons in the National Championship. A vastly experienced player who not only gets involved in their work coming out of yardage, but can also play, make and kick as well. So a really skillful player who I think could be a key guy for them. And you know, when we move to the Manurewa side, a couple of big names there as the reserve game scores a try in the corner, and that must be a Roskill try because there's plenty of noise down here. But the Manurewa side, you know, just talking to Coach Nikrom earlier, it's 100% local boys, which is an incredible achievement. So a credit to that club for the guys that they've been able to bring through. A couple of experienced players there. Jesse Filippo at halfback, the captain. I think he is, you know, he's been around a long time and has done some really good things. And we've also got coming off the bench both Khan and Justice Ariiti, of course brothers of the coach, Nikrom. And Nikrom, a good story in himself, won a Holden Cup competition with the Junior Warriors under John Ackland back in 2010 before heading off to the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Played a little bit of NRL over there. Also spent some time with the Penrith Panthers and North Sydney Bears. He's also represented the Cook Islands at international level. So having a guy like Nikrom down here to help out with the coaching, you know, I've heard that he's brought a lot of new structures to the environment. You know, Troy, you'd probably know a little bit better than me. When you get a guy that's come back from the higher levels, it makes a huge difference at this sort of level when you can get a guy who understands the structures and game plans, doesn't it?
Absolutely, mate. And the big thing too is it has an impact on the culture. You know, all the boys want to work harder, they want to run further, they want to hit harder, and hopefully some of that will start to unfold, and we'll see some of that, you know, paying dividends today as we get ready for the main game here for the Auckland Rugby League. Just in regards to the Crown Lift Sharman Cup Premiership, just to sort of touch on who's actually playing today. Roskill versus Vikings and Manurewa Marlins here is our game of the round. Papatoe Panthers are up against Otahu Leopards, and that'll be an interesting game. You know, Otahu down for the first time in Sharman Cup area. They actually lost to Roskill coming into today's match for them. And it'll be interesting to see how Otahu bounce back from that, coached by John Ackland, as we've sort of touched on. So that'll be an interesting game there at Papatoe's home ground. Newland Stags are up against Ellerslie Eagles, and I believe Ellerslie have got some players back for this match, so they'll be looking to compete. And of course, a big match up here, the Otara Scorpions against Ponsonby Ponies, and they're kicking off over at the Scorpions home ground, and that there was a game that was considered for game of the round as well, and I think that there'll be some big hits there put on in regards to the Otara Ponsonby match. Okay, then to the plate as we're sort of getting ourselves relaxed. Sideline here, massive crowd turning out to the Bayroskill Vikings club ground, and by the way, look, if you're in the area and you want some entertainment, some really hard, good stock football, come down and join us here at the Bayroskill home ground. If you're on social media and you've got a device at the moment, please share the link from the Auckland Rugby League website, aucklandleague.co.nz. It's a free live stream being brought to you by our streaming partners, CTAS, and you know, please come and join us and get on the Twitter and the Facebook as that game comes to an end.
And we've got a Bayroskill win by the looks of things, so plenty of happy faces down here. So that one, Bayroskill winning it with a late try there, Troy, 24 points to 22 over Manurewa in the Crown Lift Trucks Sharman Cup Reserve competition. So a good first up win for the Vikings there. And of course in this competition they follow their top side, so if your top side makes it through to the top comp, so does your reserves, I believe. So excellent to see some good talent on display even at this lower level, Troy.
Yeah, absolutely. It was actually a good, hard game, that, and it too, and you know, it was a bit of an arm wrestle there. They certainly got into the grind, and a fantastic day for football as well, mate. The sun is out, and as I said, you know, if you're not doing anything, come down and join us here at the home of the Bayroskill Vikings. Just in regards to the Sharman Cup Crown Lift Trucks plate round, Waitemata Sea Eagles are playing the Pakuranga Jaguars, and that's at Ranui Domain, and they'll be kicking off fairly soon. Also on stage at Stanmore Bay will be the Hibiscus Coast Raiders up against East Coast Bay, so a wee bit of a local derby on over there, and Manukau Magpies will have the bye. So, mate, as we get ready now for the main match of the day, what are your first initial thoughts, mate, after talking to the coaches here sideline?
Well, look, I think Roskill are going to have the size advantage today by the looks of things, and the Manurewa side are a pretty young side. They're not going to be small by any means, but look, I think it's a fantastic matchup for round one. They've both qualified through top of their pool, both only losing one game through qualifying. You know, Bayroskill, they went through last year under the radar a little bit, and I don't think many people would have expected them to qualify through to the grand final, where they eventually lost to the Teletoon Roosters. So, you know, I think it's going to be a different story for Bayroskill this year. Everyone knows that they were the second best team in 2016, and it's going to be a bit of a target on them, I guess. So a different approach for them. And for Manurewa, well, new coaching setup, a whole bunch of new players. You know, they have had, I think, 6 games or so together, so there's probably not going to be too much rust there. As you said, the weather is certainly suitable for some really good football. I think we'll see some open footy and hopefully lots of points. So, you know, I think it's going to be a cracker today.
Awesome, mate. And as we said, the information that we've just shared around the Sharman Cup games, just want to touch on last week's results in the SAS Fox Memorial, and just having a quick look as we're waiting for the teams, you know, as they warm up, getting ready for kick-off today. In round 5, Northcote Tigers up against Marist Saints. Marist got away on that game, 54 points to 24. Richmond Bulldogs put up a fairly strong first half and sort of ran out of gas on the tank, I think, in the second half there, as Papakura Prems got away on them at 54-22. Glenora Bears up against the Mary East Hawks. They won that game, Corey, 42-12. Te Atatu Roosters had a great clash with the Howick Hornets, however went down, and the final whistle to that score was 30 points to 22. And the big clash, the local derby, was the Point Chevalier Pirates up against Mount Albert Prems, and that was a great game. They had some great talent back. You know, the roster was looking really strong. Point Chev too strong at the end of the day, though, 24-18, and it was some good football played there. Moving into the point scorers, just very quickly, some of these boys you'll know as we have a look at the top try scorers. And it's a little bit windy here. We've just lost one of our notes.
And it's a little bit of an unlikely name at the top there, isn't it, Troy, with King Vuniyayawa, who, of course, has played a little bit of footy with the Vodafone Warriors reserve grade team. He scored 11 tries already this season. I think we've had only 4 or 5 games played.
Correct, yep.
So an incredible strike rate for the big fella. Of course, King was a Manurewa Marlins junior who has gone on to bigger and better things with the Warriors. So King playing some excellent footy this year with Howick, and then a couple of usual faces as we go down a little bit lower. Saula Solomona and Malo Solomona from Point Chev, those guys always up there, and Arden McCarthy as well. And of course Aiden Ackland rounding it out. Aiden, the son of John Ackland, playing again, another one that's been playing in the Vodafone Warriors setup, playing with the Junior Warriors and doing some really good things. So he's going well also. And we look at the overall kind of table. Point Chev on top, undefeated so far with 5 wins from 5. They're followed by Howick, who have just the 1 loss, 4 wins. Mount Albert and Glenora following closely behind. And then as we look down to sort of the bottom half of the competition, we've got Papakura, Marist Saints, Richmond, Te Atatū, Northcote and Mangere East at the bottom without a result so far, with Northcote and Te Atatū both having a draw against each other early in the competition to get there. And I guess the one of note is Papakura sitting in 5th position, the reigning champions of this competition. They have lost a little bit of talent from last year. They're slowly getting that back. Of course, they've got a new coach with Richie Blackmore standing down. I believe he is still involved, but Songi Tupo taking the team this year. So they are a team, Troy, you would probably expect will start to climb in the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely, and I spoke to their chairman over the last couple of weeks, and he was saying that some of their resource, some of their talent is coming back. And the guys are looking to, get their squad back in and ready to play again, with their full roster and what they're looking for this season. Just having a look at the SAS Fox Memorial Round 6 and the games up that'll be kicking off fairly soon. In the SAS Fox Memorial, we've got Mount Albert Prems up against Glenora, and they're playing at Fowles Park at the home of the Lions. Marist Saints are up against Point Chevalier Pirates, and that's at Murray Halberg. Howick Hornets are up against Northcote the Northcote Tigers, and that premier match is going to be played at Paparoa Park, so that's at the Hornets Nest. Papakura are up against the Te Atatū Roosters, and they're kicking off at Prince Edward, so another home game there for the Sea Eagles. And best of luck to both of those teams. And finally, rounding out the bottom of the draw there in round 6 for the Auckland Rugby League is Mangere East Hawks up against the Richmond Bulldogs. There's going to be some fantastic football played over the weekend, and not only that, also we have the Women in League, our fantastic Auckland Rugby League Women's League program. And just touching on the table there at the moment, the way that they play, we have some guys, some of the clubs that play on a Friday night, Corey, and some play on the Sunday. So just looking at the ladder as it stands at the moment, Marist Saints for the ARL Women's competition in 1st place. Manurewa Marlins Wahine are in 2nd. Papakura Sisters are 3rd. The Otahu Blues are in 4th place, down to Richmond Roses in 5th. Point Chevalier Buccaneers, love the name Buccaneers, in 6th. Te Atatū Ladies in 7th. White Tomato Seagulls in 8th. Mangere East Lady Hawks are in 9th, and rounding up the bottom on that draw is the Manukau Magpies. Now at half-time, viewers, if you stay with us, we've got a wee bit of a snapshot of some of the females captains that play in the Women League competition, and they've got a wee bit of a karaoke action happening there, Corey, and a little bit of fun, and we'll catch up with 5 of them, and also to see what else is happening with the rugby league that's happened this week in the ARL. And just as we're sort of touching on that, the Marlins are walking out now, and the boys for the BayRoskill team are warming up down the back there. In regards to round 7 for the Women in League competition, Richmond Roses are playing Mangere East, and I believe that played last night along with Manurewa Marlin Wahines and Marist Saints, so those were the Friday night games. Coming up for the Sunday match will be Te Atatū Ladies against White Tomato Seagulls, and the Point Chevalier Buccaneers will be playing the Otahu Blues.
Yeah, and just looking at the women's competition there, Troy, we saw our Kiwi Ferns obviously playing last Friday night against the Australian Jillaroos. Went down in a tight match, played some really good footy. There's plenty of talent on display in these teams. You look at the Richmond Roses, who have obviously Georgia Hale and Madison Bartlett, who both were selected for the Kiwi Ferns in that last match. And then we go to Otahu, where Tuila Fotomoala is, I guess, the feature player there. Now, she's got 2 of her sisters playing, I believe twin sisters playing with her, and they've made it a real family affair down there. I think Dad might have come on board as the team manager. Mum's involved as well, so excellent to see that that family involvement at that level. And look, Twyla is undoubtedly one of the best players in New Zealand in terms of the women's competition, really taking her game to new strengths. You know, she came into the Kiwi Ferns a few years ago and has really dedicated herself to it. And you know, outside of Kezzy Apps, who plays for the Australian Jillaroos, she's the best second rower in women's rugby league, and right up there in terms of the very best we've got. So excellent to see the girls playing some regular footy as they build towards their World Cup at the end of the year. And after a disappointing NRL Auckland Nines, where they were whitewashed 3-0 by the Australian Jillaroos, good to see them come back and close that gap a little bit. But the Jillaroos are going to be even better at the World Cup. They've got a few players to come back. We mentioned Kezzy Apps, who's out right now, I think with a broken leg or broken foot. She's going to be back, a wonderful player. So, yeah, good to see that the girls are building and under a new coach this year in Tony Benson. So, looking forward to seeing how that plays out. And if you do want to get a little preview of some of those players, do get down and watch some of the Auckland women's competition, because there are some fantastic players on display. And we've got all different sorts of athletes in that Kiwi Ferns team. You've got, the rugby league smarts of Georgia Hale and the pure power of players like Twyla Fotomoala. So it's always an excellent watch. And as we know, I'm not telling anyone anything new here, some of the hits in the women's games are massive.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the best things about all of that, Corey, is that you can actually get to see these stars, and let's call them stars, up close. They're playing week in and week out, and it's a luxury that we get to see that sort of quality female football, especially here in the Auckland Rugby League. Special shout out to our sponsors for today's live stream, and that's to Crown Lift Trucks. Very appreciative in regards to the support for the Sharman Cup. Also, big ups to SAS Sports, who look after the Fox Memorial, along with our other sponsors that we will touch on during the course of the day. Bringing the live footage to you here live at the Bay Roskill, the home of the Vikings, is CTAS, and we want to thank their team for being able to bring the live and uninterrupted stream to all the hand devices around not just Auckland but around New Zealand, in fact around the globe. Corey, I know that we've got people signing in and locking on over in Australia. There's a few fans that can't be here today, and they'll be looking to see how the Marlins get on against the Vikings.
Yeah, that's right, Troy, and as you and I know, with both running rugby league websites, you have a look at the analytics, the numbers behind that, and you will see that there are Auckland Rugby League fans literally all over the world. We've got fans in Saudi Arabia, Russia, of course a lot in Australia. So if you are watching from outside of Auckland or even New Zealand today, welcome. It's a beautiful day here in Auckland, and I think you're going to be treated to some fantastic footy today as the teams go through their final sort of warm-ups, and that I believe is the 5-minute buzzer. So we will have footy kicking off for you in looks like about 7 minutes time. So Troy, the weather today, obviously it is starting to get into winter here, but I think the weather today, you couldn't really hope for more. There's a light breeze around, but the field's very dry. The footy's going to be very dry. You expect we're going to see probably quite an expensive game today?
I'd hope so. I think the guys want to have an opportunity. They've all trained pretty hard, and a few of them are walking past now, and there's some big units, ladies and gentlemen. You want to come down and see this local football as these guys come past now, and they're about to put in the clips on us, is that these guys will want to go to a long ball. They'll want to be able to, shift it around to the edges. Mind you, both sides have got some fairly large size players up front, and they're certainly going to have to win it in the ruck first before they go to the edges. No rocket surgery there, Corey. And as far as the boys are concerned, I think the Bay Roskill guys will certainly play to their strengths. I think you're going to see them bending the line, especially in the middle, and then look to move to the outside edge. And man, have they got some size. Having a look at the Manurewa guys over the far side there, you've sort of touched on them briefly before we get to the kickoff. They've got a wee bit of size, probably different size to the Bay Roskill guys. No disrespect to a few of the boys there in regards to being down at the gym, but I'm pretty sure as I'm looking at the big fella over there, I think him 10 metres out from the line for the Manurewa Marlins there is certainly going to make his presence felt. In regards to today's match, do you have any inkling? Are you leaning any way with this match that's about to kick off, Corey?
No, well, look, I haven't managed to see any of the qualifying rounds other than the results. I haven't seen either team in the flesh, so it'll be a little bit harsh to make a judgment. But I do think Bay Roskill, off that fantastic season last year, where they made it all the way through to the Sharman Cup Grand Final, I think there'll be a lot of confidence at the club right now. And, speaking to a few of the players last year, they were, I guess, motivated by the loss of Mike Smith, absolute club legend here at Bay Roskill, basically the godfather of the club. That served as a lot of motivation to them, and I know they'll be keen to have another really good year for Mike, and also a lot of Sonny Bill Williams relatives in this Bay Roskill team. You know, you'll see a few Williamses on the team sheet, perhaps not today, but throughout the year. So a few of them playing footy as well for the team. So we're going to run through the team list and I guess read off a few of the names in a minute now. And as we build on the last couple of minutes before we kick off here. And just quickly, our referee for today will be Aaron Casher. And a nice little touch, Troy, he'll be assisted on the sideline by his wife, Patrice Casher.
Just want to touch on the Keshers. Fantastic rugby league family. Big shout out to Neville Kesher, absolute legend in the game, and a referee, as all Carlo Park diehard fans will know, sent Wally Lewis from the Field of Dreams.
Brought
Back
the
to
king
you,
to his
Corey.
knees.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Along with Oscar Filipina too, I might add, and Mark Graham and Kurt Sorensen.
So we'll run you through the team list now, starting with the home side. And there are a few changes to that which you will have on your screen, but we'll run you through them now. So at the back, the number 1, Jerome Vogel. The wingers, number 2, Onesai Polimau. And 5, Matthew White. In the centres, Alex Tuala, and the forward, David Dixon. In the halves, Ezekiel Poole will team up with Corey Vogel. And the big fellas up front, Selwyn Fale and Sione. It's a big name, ladies and gentlemen. It's a hard one to pronounce, but we'll do our best. Sione Vakaotu Kakala. The number 9, the hooker, Jonathan Weir. And the back row will be made up of, he's a late addition, Finau Tolilalo, Moses Ongi, and locking the scrum, Salila Vaivai. And we highlighted Salila earlier in the match. Nakarana representative, has played at the highest levels domestically here in New Zealand, and he's the captain of the side as well. He's going to be a fantastic presence today, so do watch for him. He'll be wearing the headgear and the number 13 jersey. On the bench for Bay Roskill, Sifa Huki, Khan Roberts, Xavier Tutaki, and Xavier is a player who we've called in the SAS College Rugby League competition previously, Troy, playing for Kelston. He's also represented the New Zealand Secondary Schools Rugby League, so he's a really good young player. He must only be 18 or 19 years of age. Of course, the son of Matt Tutaki, who played earlier in the reserve grade, still playing. So he's one to watch out for off the bench as well, wearing the 16. And rounding off the bench for Bay Roskill is Mackenzie Cutter. Shift across to the visitors, the Manurewa Marlins, and less changes for them. They've managed to keep a pretty steady lineup from the one named during the week. A couple of changes to the team that will appear on the screen. At the back, Michael Sharma. On the wings, we've got Devon Wilson-Connell and Danny Liatu. In the centres, Mariota and Nathan Simmons. In the halves, the number 7 is their captain, Jesse Filippo. A very experienced player, 32 years of age, has played for Ellerslie and Otahu previously. And he's joined in the halves by Edward Foina. The front row, number 8, Junior Tukina, and 10, Amosi Tosiani. And of course, Amosi's brother Andrew won the Fox last year with the Papakura Sea Eagles, and he's coming back to Manurewa as well this year. So a real boost for Manurewa, I guess, to have those guys back. The hooker for Manurewa, so he's named on the bench on the bit of paper we got there, but the hooker will be, I believe, Kenneth Edmonds. Moving into the back row, we've got Ratu Nago, Giovanni Leogalahu, and locking the scrum, little brother of the coach Nikrom, Justice Ariiti. And the bench, ladies and gentlemen, will be rounded out by Tirata Hikatanganoa, Balmain Putuai, and Andrew Farton.
Awesome, Corey. Thanks for that, mate. And as the teams now start to come on, referees are standing in the middle there. The Bay Roskill Vikings are coming out. The Marlins are over in the huddle there having the last team chat. If you've just joined us on the live stream, please share it amongst all the rugby league fans, not just here in Auckland but around New Zealand. www.aucklandleague.co.nz. Please join us. We're streaming live. Also, we're looking for some tweets today, and you'll get our Twitter account on @AucklandLeague and hashtag #SharmanBayRoskill1stHalf. Okay, as we're getting ready now, the Marlins into their final blessing. Looks like the Bay Roskill guys are all pretty well set. The referees getting ready to flip coins, and the captain's addressing the centre of the park, and the Manurewa Marlins are getting ready now to head over, and here they come. I think this is going to be a massive day, Corey. A lot of excitement here, and just fantastic that the Auckland Rugby League board, the Auckland Rugby League management, have got them behind making the live stream a lot wider in regards to bringing in Sharman Cup games. We're going to be live streaming some some women's games later into the season, as well as upping the ante around some of our SAS Fox Memorial matches that are about to be played. And guess what, Corey? You'll be sitting alongside me through all of those weeks of footy coming up, and we'd like everyone, you know, to join us and come and not just enjoy the football, but also enjoy the live stream that's going to be beaming out, you know, free to all of the rugby league fans.
Yeah, that's right, Troy, and very much looking forward to spending my Saturdays with you for the remainder of the year. But yeah, fantastic of the Auckland Rugby League that we're going to be able to get these free live streams of all levels of the game. We've got the top flight, of course, the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership, the second division, Crown Lift Trucks Sharman Cup, and also the College Rugby League, SAS College Rugby League, as well as the women's matches. So excellent that we're going to be able to see all these different levels. So no matter you know what your interest is in rugby league, there's something for everyone there, and we're looking forward to being with you most weekends now, right through until October. So fantastic stuff from the Auckland Rugby League as we put the final touches on the preparation now on the linesmen approach their sides of the field. The two teams getting their final talking to from referee Neville Casher.
Just want to say a big thank you too before kick-off to all of the volunteers that make this possible. Without the volunteers, a lot of what we do in rugby league just wouldn't be possible. So to all of the folks down here at the Roskill Vikings, you know, working the canteen, the guys who set the field up this morning, getting everything prepared, big thank you from all the rugby league fans. There's a massive crowd that's down here today. The sun is shining. Come and join us. They've got probably some of the best pies in Auckland available from that cafeteria over there, and it's just great to see the embankment over the top side full of support for all of the players that are here today. In regards to, here we go, Rewa's just given the charge, and it looks like Roskill's going to be doing the kickoff, and the Marlins are getting into position now and getting set, and just can't get over today's atmosphere and weather, Corey. It's going to be a fantastic match over the next 80-odd minutes down here at the home of the Vikings.
Absolutely, Troy, and so Roskill will kick off towards the fence end of the ground here. Of course, we've got the big hill on one side, fantastic for the fans, and the fence at the other, nice and high to make sure we don't lose any footballs over the side there. As Roskill get us underway, the siren goes in the background, and it's fielded by Manurewa, who will hit it up in the bright yellow boots. It's a good first carry, good leg speed. He takes it out to about 15 metres off his line. Out towards the left now.
I heard that bang from here, so the second tackle is, you know, Roskill is certainly on the D now with the next third big hit coming in.
A good carry there from the 13, Justice Araiti. And a nice little dummy half dart there from the number 6, and it's Edward Foinoa who's gone straight through. He's still going. He's got the fullback to beat. Running out of options, heads towards the corner, gets the ball away, and it has been picked up by a Roskill player. So a little bit impatient there, Troy. He'd made the big line break and probably just needed to hold the ball, get a quick play of the ball. But Roskill turned the ball over, so exciting start here at Blockhouse Bay Reserve.
Yeah, and I think they'll be feeling themselves out over the next 5 to 10 minutes in regards to getting a gauge, and a few metres being eaten up here by the big Roskill runner. And
we've got our first penalty of the match, and it was a good carry from Selwyn Fale, 25-year-old in his second season with the Roskill Vikings. He's at Wentworthville Junior over in Sydney, and if we do have any fans watching from Western Sydney, Wentworthville, of course, a famous club, and the top side there being coached by Nathan Kalis, so a little New Zealand connection there. And Roskill now will start this set from just over halfway, and it's an excellent cap. What a hit!
What a hit!
And it's gonna, I think he's found it's gone a little bit high, Troy, but boy, that was a huge hit.
That Marlin introduced him to his shoulder. It was a full stop. No, the referee's called him inside the 10. Roskill kicked to touch. And let's see what they do now with the next set as they try to build a wee bit of momentum, a wee bit of pressure down here in the Marlins 20.
So here comes a real test for the Marlins. Back-to-back penalties. It's marched Roskill right down, and they're going to start this set of 6, about 15 metres off their line. A lot of battling in the play of the ball already as we shift out towards the right, and this is Sifa Hookie with the carry. Stopped about 10 off the line, and Ware comes into dummy half, looking back towards the sticks. Dummies goes to the right instead. They've got numbers here if they can execute it. Roskill. Jerome Vogel's got the ball just short of the line. Good three-man tackle from Manurewa.
Great scrambling defence there.
So they head back towards the middle of the park, and
Off.
it's another Vogel, Corey Vogel with the ball. We've got a few of them in this team. I'm told they're brothers and cousins, so a real family affair for Bayroskill as it comes back towards the middle, and it's Leela Vaivai who handles the ball, and that was I think the number 16, Kenneth Edmonds, came racing out of the line. Troy almost picked it off, and I don't think he would have been caught if he had. The fullback was in the line for Bayroskill, but it's a knock-on, and it will be 3 back-to-back sets for Bayroskill here.
And this will be a good test for Manurewa Marlins, see how they, muscle up on the defence. They're down inside their 20, and as Bayroskill get ready now to set the scrum, again, I think patience will play a wee bit here, Corey, and to see what they do with this next set. Just had a text through from the General Manager of the Auckland Rugby League, and he's given us the big ups, Corey. He thinks we're doing a fine job.
So as we pack the scrum down now, and it'll come up the back and towards the right, and Bayroskill now, and again it's Vogel with his hands on the ball, and he gets it to the big number 4. They've isolated the 2 out wide. It's Onisao Polimau. I think he's been held up just short. He has. Battles, gets the ball back, so now back towards the 6, and Vogel again heavily involved early, lots of touches, and it's another penalty. So Troy, Manurewa was disciplined, I guess, really letting them down early in this match. I think that's the 3rd or 4th penalty already, as Ware will tap and go, and he hands it off to Leela Vaivai. The captain carries forward, and it's a good 4-man tackle from Rewa, getting there in numbers.
There's certainly, the big boys are attracting a number of defenders, and you've got to ask the question now, what does it look like out on the edge?
So they've visited the right a couple of times, but they're going to head back towards the middle of the park now, and Ware's pass is just battered down, but some nice footwork there from the number 6, Ezekiel Paul, the 20-year-old standoff. They head out towards the left now, and Vogel again with his hands on the ball, and he looks trouble every time he touches the ball. This guy steps into a bit of a high shot there that time. Play on is the call. So 4 minutes into this game now, Ware darts out towards the left, and he's gone very close here. He may have got to the line. Ball has come out, and Manurewa survived Troy. So an exciting end to that one there. I'm not too sure how the ball popped out. It is a little hard to see over the other side of the field, but we'll do our best to keep up with the play on that one. So, look, Manurewa will come out of that, I think, feeling pretty good about it. They've defended 3 back-to-back sets there and come away with the ball. Yeah,
absolutely. I agree with you, Corey. And I mean, the first 4 or 5 minutes into that half, they had a lot of good energy. They were having good communication. And now they get the chance to grind it out. And let's see what they do with their 6.
And so, of course, both of these teams, playoff teams last year, Manurewa making it through, and Bayroskill probably exceeding everyone's expectations and making it through to the grand final, where they eventually went down to a pretty talented Te Awamutu Roosters side, who, of course, we now see in action in the SAS Fox Memorial. They've already got their first point of the year from a draw with Northcote. As Manurewa now give it a little bit of air, and they come out towards the left, and it's a good first up contact from Onisai Polimau as they inch up towards halfway. Back towards the middle of the park now, and right on halfway. That's a good carry from Giovanni Ligolau, and now they get a penalty of their own. So good work from Ligolau, fighting in the tackle and earns the penalty. So Bayroskill about to be put under defensive pressure for the first time in this match. Of course, Rewa did break early, but wasted that chance with I dare say, ill-timed offload.
And it's good to see them weather the storm. They get a chance now to get out of their half, and obviously, as you just mentioned, apply a bit of pressure to the Bayroskill Vikings, and let's see how they go with their set of 6. A lot of chat there. There's still pretty good energy as we look for the Crown Lift Trucks Steed and Football to be returned.
And interesting to see what the structure's like here, Troy. Speaking to the coaches midweek, they said Nikrom Ariiti has really added a lot of professionalism around the structure of this team and how they play. So interesting to see what they have in attack as the ball comes loose there, and it may have been stripped. It is in fact stripped.
And Mrs. Kesha's not having a bar of it. She's shaking her head. She said no. Back-to-back
penalties for Manurewa now. And Edward Foinoa will tap and go, hands it off to Ligo Galu. And
there was a little high. They're not liking it. There's a bit of a conversation over there, getting invited to the local barbecue. And no, you bring your own meat pack. I'm not bringing it for you. Okay, everyone's sort of calmed down now, and we get ready for the referee chat. And I think he's probably telling the Marlins player there, if there's anyone having a barbecue, I'm coming, because my wife's here today. So it's been addressed. They're going to take the points.
So for Neuer.
Oh no, somebody's being walked.
And it is going to be... So we'll wait for confirmation on that try. I'm not sure if it is...
It's the number 6.
So it looks like Neuer has been sin-binned at this stage.
This is probably not what Marlins want, being down one player. And, you know, we're 8 minutes into the half, even though they're on attack. That's just going to make it a wee bit harder. So let's see what their resolve's like as they start attacking the line.
And important now that they keep the ball, Troy, try and eat up as much of that clock as they possibly can. That's a big hit there from Jonathan Ware, but he bounces straight out of it and he's still going. The ball has come loose over the line. Amosa Tusiani looked like he was over the line. It was an excellent first hit from Jonathan Ware, but broken by Tusiani, but just spills the ball over the line. So near thing there for BayRoskill, but they hold on.
That would have been one of the executed plays they would have loved to have kept. I would have said, Corey. You know, if they'd managed to maintain that ball in hand and get it across the line and score a try, would have been a fantastic opportunity. However, that's not to be, as the scrum now gets ready for the ball feed, and as BayRoskill and Marlins come to the... It's a send-off.
So we're just waiting to confirm, ladies and gentlemen, but we're told from the sideline here that that may have actually been a send-off. So we did miss the signal on that one, so we'll get confirmation for you on that one in a little bit. But potentially Manurewa here are down to 12 players for the remainder of the game. Troy, that would be an absolute disaster for the side.
This ain't going to be good, especially when we're only 9 minutes in the first half and we've got another half to go. And if these guys start getting a roll on, I think we could see a wee bit of damage here today. Time will tell.
So as BayRoskill now work it up towards halfway, and there's a big hit, but he bounces out of it, keeps it in play. So a solid end to the set there from BayRoskill, a long-range kick, and they get there in numbers, but Reed will work it out just off the line. So they start this set deep in defensive territory, I guess you'd say, and they've got a long way to go. So now Manurewa will work it out, and the outside backs getting involved. So we see the BayRoskill banner hanging proudly in the background of the shot there. And that's an excellent carry forward. Can't quite catch the number on that one, but Lila Vaivai involved in the tackle, and they get the penalty. So here we go. Discipline, the name of the game so far, Troy.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of vibe around this, I nearly said stadium, the Vikings stadium. There's a lot of vibe around the ground, a lot of interest as all of the supporters are starting to get quite excited. And the ball's coming out right next to us, caught in front. Great catch, and the big winger there has just gone, taking him high and still rolling. He's
on
still
his
rolling.
side, Polymale catches the ball from the attempted touch fighter and then just goes on a wrecking mission.
Yeah. He could have, I'm going to throw this one out there, he could have been with the Wolfgang pack.
Well, there you go, and Jonathan Ware now works it out towards the sticks, and this is good carry forward from Sefa Hukihuki in his third season with BayRoskill. He's previously played for Manukau.
And it looks like they're going to try and use their extra man on the field now. They're pressing hard against the line, and it looks like a few big supporters are rolled in on their motorbikes as there's a couple of noisy bikes just coming into the back.
Carry forward from Lila Vaivai there. He's very close to the line. Jonathan Ware tapping him on the back. Let's get the quick play of the ball. The ball spills out, and we're going to have a knock on here. We just wait for confirmation of who it is from, as we are 11 minutes old into this Crownless Trucks Sharman Cup clash. End-to-end stuff so far, but a lot of errors, and both teams really lacking discipline in the early exchanges. We've had a high penalty count, and let's see if they can tidy that up here. So looks like we are going to have a Manurewa feed.
And I suppose this is the time now for BayRoskill Vikings.
It is going to be a BayRoskill feed, so Lila Vaivai will feed it out towards the sticks now, and Vogel involved again. Vogel stands up as marker, and there we go. Excellent work. Isolates Polymale in the wing. And Roskill with first points on the board. Troy, a nicely worked move there towards the right. And again, Jerome Vogel involved. He's had a number of classy touches already in this one.
Absolutely, and I think too now that the extra player on the field is going to be a strong proposition for the Roskill Vikings. Probably patience is going to be key for them, Corey, as we get further into the game. And as they're walking back now, the trainers on the field, they're getting rehydrated and talking about, you know, getting reset and going through their processes again. Manurewa will be having a big chat now. They're going to have to readjust things, being one player down, and it'll be interesting to see how they cope with not just the end of this first half, but also into the second half as they start to grind out. We're going to look to try and get confirmation around the sending off. Corey's just arrived back now. Corey, what's the news on that?
And it is indeed a send-off, so Manurewa will play the rest of the match with only 12, it appears. And just talking to a few people there, it's for no mouthguard, which of course is an Auckland Rugby League rule. Player safety paramount in these things, so good decision from the referee. And Manurewa, well, that's really, really going to hurt them.
Mate, that's the stuff that gives coaches nightmares. To come and play a match and to be sent from the field without a mouthguard's just crazy stuff. And for the two top teams, you know, in the clash of the round, you know, that's going to be a hard one for his teammates to come up against as the kick is waved away. So the score is 4-0, 4 to the Vikings. And once again, if you are in the area, come down and join us. We're here live, and it's a fantastic day out. The cafeteria's open. The club certainly got a new look and feel about it with the fit out there, so that's looking like $1 million as we get ready now for Marlins to reset the game, Corey.
Yeah, it's a nice little spot for footy down here, isn't it, Troy? You know, and credit to the club, the facility's really nice. Went and got a couple of hot dogs from the canteen, which were particularly good as well. So
yes, for yourself, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. I didn't quite have enough to shout you as well, Troy, but maybe next week. As you mentioned, we are going to be spending a lot of Saturdays together for these Auckland Rugby League live streams over the next few weeks as Manurewa get us back underway. And looking into the sun, fielded safely now, and the big fella will take it forward. Excellent strong carry there from Selwyn Fale. Off the back fence. We're into dummy half, and they head back towards the sticks, and they're making good ground here, Roskill. Nicely tackled there by the 10, Omose Tosiani for Rewa. Now they head out towards this right edge again. It's where they scored their try, and they have targeted it. Nice little offload out the back door, and it's Vogel on the ball. Heads up towards halfway. Tackle creeps a little high, but no issue there. And I see Xavier Tutaki is on the field by the looks of things, the big number 16. We highlighted him early in the match for the work he's done with Calston over the last couple of years. Really good young player, selected in the New Zealand secondary schools team. Interesting to see how he goes today as Ezekiel Poole puts the ball high and is allowed to bounce, but scooped up in the end by Manurewa, and probably a little bit lucky there by Roskill. They had a split line, lucky he didn't get through. So they get back now, and they are going to get a penalty. Yeah. So, you know, Troy, as the coaches here, that with the discipline going on, what sort of messages do you think are going to be going out there? Because, you know, to me, they're silly penalties so far, aren't they? They're not necessary. Absolutely.
I think as far as the Manurewa Marlins are concerned, they can't get involved in mental gymnastics. You know, they're going to be down one player, as we know, with that sending off. So they're going to have to be pretty well structured around what they need to achieve. And Roskill, from what we've seen so far with the Vikings, they just need to be patient, don't rush. They've got the extra player and start to mount some pressure.
So Manurewa will now start this set just past halfway and then work it forward. Nice little at-the-line play from Justice Ariiti.
And I think there's another bobble there.
And there's going to be a penalty in the end. So again, Roskill just lacking that little bit of discipline. I think it might have been Lila Vaivai that time. It was a really good carry from Junior Tokina from Manurewa, as Kenneth Edmonds kicks for touch. Of course, he was a late call-up into the halves to replace, I think it was Foinoa.
Let's see what the Marlins do from here. They've got a set of 6. They're starting to get a wee bit of yards there in the middle. A few of their big boys getting the roll on.
Yeah, Tokina with another really, really good carry as they take it forward.
Long ball here could work if they execute well. All right. One and off the ruck. The referee's called time. He's going to have a
Yeah.
chat to somebody there.
I think with the runner penalties here, Troy probably needed. You know, you don't want this becoming the trend for the game. So referee Casher is doing the right thing there and calling the captain over just to address a couple of things, and hopefully we can see it cleaned up.
Yeah, and to be fair, the Vikings don't need to get involved in this sort of thing. They just can play to their strength. They've got the extra player, and they've certainly got size. You know, and they just need to execute their game plan and what they've been training all week.
It's a good carry forward there from Giovanni Leogalu. And hands it off to Amosi Tosiani, and now the big boys starting to come into the frame for Manurewa here, and they keep coming. There are a number of them on the bench and on the starting side as well. Comes out the back door to Edmonds. Edmonds now dummies, pumps twice and then goes through, and it's a good carry from Ratu Nagao. Takes a few with him, and now into dummy half. Edmonds, I think it is. It's the 14. It's Tirata Hika Tagahiko, and he's gone over.
Great try. He slipped the defence there, created the gap, and then went through. Very silky on that play. And that's got to give them some confidence for the Manurewa Marlins being down one player, Corey. And it'll all come down now to, I'd say, their efficiency and nutrition and how much you know, fuel they're going to have in the tank. They've got a long way to go before the 80th minute.
Yeah, and I think for Manurewa there'll be a sense of relief there on that one. They obviously had a couple of sets with the ball there and were struggling to break through. So even ball game with kick to come.
Absolutely, and you've got to wonder what the trainer and the coach's instructions are over there in the Bay Roskill team chat. You know, they're one player down, they're one player up, and to be able to, you know, have a wee bit of control around the football and certainly to demonstrate some patience, I think, you know, they can certainly play into their strengths, and it'll be interesting now to see how they come out and execute part of their plays for the final part of the next 20 minutes in the first half. Sideline, we look like we've got a quiet guest that's just rolled in. Good to see Selwyn Pearson from the Auckland Rugby League, and he's done some great work down here this week. I think, as we touched on earlier, the club's been refitted out and looks like $1 million in there. And if you've got nothing on today, come down and join us here at the home of the Vikings, as the Bay Roskill Vikings now coming back to halfway. The score is 4-4. The kick was waved away. And as we come back now, ready to kick off with about 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, halfway through this half, Troy, and you know, pretty hard to get a read on the game so far. I think it's a pretty close affair so far. You know, penalties to each side really in the lead up to the points. So once they clean that up, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how things go. So Bay Roskill will get us back underway.
Oh, he's caught it. Yes, he has.
And only just. It's a near thing as Tokina, I think it is, takes it forward. Another good carry, and they battle in to play the ball, and it's a knock-on, so not what they wanted at the end of the point-scoring set there. Manurewa just letting themselves down with some sloppy handling, so Bay Roskill now will pack a scrum down about 20 metres from the attacking line.
Just both sides don't seem to have really showing patience or calmed down yet in controlling the ball. And just as the referee gets them to reset for the scrum here, wee bit of conversation, good communication happening between the Vikings. Looks like they're trying to get a bit of a move on out here. Let's see what they do with the set of 6. Oh, and he ran into a great big shoulder.
Vogel feeling the heat on that one as Alex Tuala darts out a dummy half, breaks the first one. He's still going, eventually taken down on a tackle led by Filippo. So plenty of players around the play of the ball here. Again, Vogel involved, and Tutaki now will take it up towards the sticks, and they're not far off the line now, Bay Roskill. So we see Corey Vogel now directing a little bit of traffic. They missed the first man, and now Vogel's on the ball, and it spills out to the back door, and it's Ezekiel Paul. Dummy steps back inside, not sure where he's going. Eventually gets the offload. Tutaki now, he's a big fella. They've isolated out wide, and again it's pulling him out, and he's going to go over in the corner.
No, referee's pulled that one back.
Well, we're going to wait and get a little bit of confirmation here.
No, he's pulling them back.
Yes. going to pack down a scrum. So not too sure what's happened in the lead up there, Troy. Perhaps a little knock on that we didn't quite catch.
Yeah, and it seemed like BayRoskill, you know, they didn't take a lot to get back down here, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Somebody's being addressed with a wee bit of intention there. Might be a... Sorry, mate. Seems like might have been a bit of a head clash there.
Yeah, and it's Xavier Tutaki who was involved in the lead up to that possible try, which got called back, who's getting a bit of the magic tape around the head, and he's got a new hairstyle out of that one as well.
And just want to say in the break of play here, congratulations to the Auckland Rugby League, you know, having the foresight to be able to get out and to live stream some of the Crown Lift Trucks Sharman Cup games, and it's good to be here, and we're looking forward to next week's match as well. And I think there's a couple that will be determined from today's play with, you know, the rest of the games that have been played around Auckland today, Corey. So here come the Marlins on a roll now, charging out of their 20.
So Leela Vaivai leading that tackle. And Jonathan Ware heavily involved on both sides of the ball already. He's been excellent for BayRoskill through these opening exchanges, as Manurewa will now start to get a little bit of front football, and it's another good carry from Tukina. Up towards halfway now, and interesting to see how Rewa managed to finish this set as they head out the back door, and I think it's Filippo with the kick. Down towards Vogel, and now Vogel with a bit of room to return it, and he's met by a very physical kick chase. Hit on a good tackle there by Nathan Simmons. Appeals for a penalty, get a nothing, so head back towards the middle of the sticks, and it's a good carry forward. Kenneth Edmonds around the legs, gets the ball away now. Jonathan Ware up towards halfway, weaving, ducking.
Marlins holding off there, they've got to start committing to the tackle. And
yeah, and you feel like BayRoskill just starting to gain the ascendancy in this one a little bit as they head up over halfway. It's a good carry forward.
Yeah, the supporters
from David Dixon, yeah, that's right. Cries of "Chahoo!" from over the back of the field there. I don't think I quite nailed that one, but we'll try to get better as the game goes on.
2 points for an effort. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
That's right. And speaking of effort now, BayRoskill putting plenty in to get down this end of the field, and it's a good end to their set if it holds up, and it looks like it may hold up. And I think they might have got a try out of this one, BayRoskill. Out of nowhere, Manurewa just looked like it was going to go dead, and the Manurewa fullback, Michael Sharman, I think it was, just waited. And, well, he waited too long, surely, and BayRoskill have come through and nicked one there. Excellent effort, the determination to keep the chase up. And BayRoskill will take the lead here, 8 points to 4, kick to come.
Fantastic try. I mean, the fact that he followed up and went all the way through and, you know, committed right to the 11th and a half hour and came up with the reward. So, great effort there by the BayRoskill Vikings as the kicker's coming back now to see if he can convert. And the Marlin boys now will be having another chat over there in regards to what is the strategy going to be for the rest of the first half. Yeah, I dare say that the coach will be over there pulling his hair out. Probably not the way to start, you know, top of the table clash between two top teams, and, you know, being a player down. Not always the best way to start any game, to be fair, Corey.
That's right, as we wait, and we had a change of kicker. Leela Vaivai converted the first one. I think this might be one of the Vogel boys. I think it is the number 7, Corey Vogel. He's in his first year with the team. He's only 18 years of age. Already playing at this Sharman Cup level. And he's got a hard one. First up from the sideline. He moves in, he strikes it, and it's low, and I think to the left, so kick is no good. So BayRoskill 8, Manurewa 4, with 15 minutes to go in this first half.
The score kind of reflects the game, I guess. Marlins have, you know, been boxing above their weight since that player was down. BayRoskill, I think if they, you know, again come back to that patience piece and start to mount a wee bit of pressure, it'll be interesting to see how they're looking in the 60 to the 70th minute of this match. Marlins kick off. And here come the Vikings with a big roll on.
Oh, that was huge. Excellent carry, I think, off the back fence from the number 20. And that would be Finau Tolilalo
Yeah.
They get the penalty as well. Wow, that was huge, Troy.
Okay, and again, we've got to come back to, they've got to demonstrate a wee bit of patience here. The captain's got to talk to them, you know, let's start to see a wee bit of them mounting some pressure. Ball's gone out over the top of our commentary box. And one of the young Marlin boys, ball boys, are looking for that one now out in the bush. And big thanks to all the ball boys down here today from the Manurewa Marlins and the Bay Roskill Vikings. The wingers had a strong day today, Corey. Oh, and I've just given him the kiss of death. He's just bobbled that. Oh no, the referee said that that's a strip. He's tap and gone. He's, oh, the back fillings have gone. There is some massive hits going on here today. Sweaty, if you've got nothing on today, come down here, come and see this match live. It is on. It is on, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, boy, that was a huge hit and the crowd loving it, but I've got an error in there somewhere. So unfortunately that good work going to waste there in the end, but plenty of hits on the back for the Bay Roskill boys. I think they're pretty happy with the way their forward pack has kind of clicked into the second part of this first half, and certainly they're doing plenty of damage.
Scrum gets ready. Once again, if you ever joined us, make sure to share the site on the live stream on the Auckland website, aucklandleague.co.nz.
Now Vogel will carry one out, and he's tackled well in the end by Nathan Simmons after breaking the initial effort. Now Corey Vogel into dummy half, and he feeds it out to on his side Polly Mal, who has caused so much trouble in this match, and he looks like he's over the line again, but it's going to be held up. But Troy looks dangerous, the number 2, every time he touches the ball. Boy, he's a powerful unit.
Yeah, he's had a big day here today so far. He's you know, already crossed the line twice. He's had a couple of good strong carries, and you know, I think he's performed one of the strongest for the Bay Roskill boys in the first half. A lot of energy happening though with the Manurewa Marlins. They're talking it up. They need to be, because they've got to scramble now.
Yeah, Leela Vaivai now feeding it out to the back, and it's missed its intended target, but luckily Bay Roskill have got there now. Vogel gets a little touch on it. Lucky he did, because the Manurewa boys were breathing down his neck. So Vaivai now into dummy half. Gets pushed out of the way now and carry forward. So Bay Roskill here.
You have to commend the Marlins. They're doing a fine job on their D. You know, their energy's still high. They're defending a great little kick through.
And fielded safely, so nice little kick defusal there from Manurewa, and now let's see what they can do. They've got a long way to go to get down the other end. 11 minutes to go in this first half here of the Crown Lift Trucks Sharman Cup round 1 match. Of course, both of these sides top qualifiers from their pools in the grading rounds, with the top 4 sides going through from each pool. It's a dream clash for round 1, so far, you know, we've been treated to a pretty entertaining affair. You know, a few errors in there which you would hope will start to improve, and as we mentioned that, I put the curse on them, and there's a penalty. So Bay Roskill now about to come under some defensive pressure.
Yep, Marlins are having a bit of chat there with the trainer. Obviously, they've given a wee bit of a message from sideline, and as they get ready to kick for touch. Crowds turned out really, really well down here as the kicks found touch, and they get ready now to try and mount a wee bit of pressure. And here come the Marlins. Oh, what a step.
The footwork from Kenneth Edmonds, and he's still going through. He's got to go all the way, I think. He is indeed into the corner. And what about that? It is actually, I've got the player wrong, sorry, it's Tirata Heka Tangata Hiko. And Troy, the initial step, lightning quick, and then the speed to get through.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people grinning on that one. That guy didn't even touch here. He went that quick, mate. He was just bang, gone. Went the you know, good half length of the field. Marlins will take a lot out of that. That'll certainly give them a wee bit of breather. But more importantly, being one player down, Corey, it gives them great hope in regards to going into the halftime break. And looks like Corey's doing a wee bit of a player count here. And as he does that, the team trainers for the Bay Roskill Vikings will be down there now having a certain stern chat in regards to, you know, they've got most of the momentum for this half. The Marlins have come back against the grain. That try was absolutely stellar. and there's some great entertainment on down here with local football. So if you are in the area, come and join us at the home of the Bay Roskill Vikings, or more importantly, if you're watching live, please share the link from the Auckland Rugby League website, aucklandleague.co.nz, and the live stream brought to you by CTAS, our live stream partners. Well, Corey, what a try. We've seen some great hits today. We've seen some great speed. Fantastic, and we're not even out of the first half yet, mate.
Yeah, look, entertaining game for sure. You know, we've seen some excellent sort of team attacking plays, I guess, and there's just a little bit of individual brilliance from Tirata Hekatangata to put the initial step on and go through, as Nathan Simmons now is going to try and convert this one from out wide. Approaches the ball, and it's a low driven kick, but well away in the end, low and to the left. So 8-8 it remains, with 8 minutes remaining in this first half here at Blockhouse Bay Reserve.
Fantastic. So the message is going up from the Vikings bench, and let's see what these boys can do for the next 8 minutes. Big hats off to the Manurewa Marlins. Some of the players out there are obviously feeling pretty good about, you know, holding the score line to where it is, and that try that's just gone over, you know, you're not going to see a better one of those than today. That kid showed some serious toe.
So Bay Roskill get us back underway with a towering kick down towards the shadow end, I guess, of the ground, and a good carry forward there.
Oh, look at the body language of the Marlins. You know, they've grown an extra log. That's certainly an extra leg, and that's certainly given them some confidence now. So, you know, their energies will be high, and they'll need to maintain this not just until the end of the half, but also into the second period.
And a big hit off the ball there. One of the Manurewa players going down, but they've got a little bit of a roll on here. Let's see what they can do as they head out towards the right initially, and now out towards the left, and they're giving the ball a little bit of air, and Simmons now isolates his winger, and it's a good carry forward into a little bit of space there. The number 5, Danny Liatu, met in a good tackle from David Dixon. Filippo now heads back towards the sticks. Balmain Putuai with a good carry forward. Of course, he's been playing in this team for a number of years now. I think his 5th year in the Manurewa Sharman Cup team, as they feed it back out towards Filippo. Puts a high kick down towards Vogel, and winger and fullback a little bit confused there. It's not going to matter. It's rolled dead. But Troy, a decent finish to the set there after a try from Manurewa. No mistake, which is the most important one. And you know, they'll give the ball to Bay Roskill here, 20 metres off their line. Great position for them to be defending rather than down on their line, and they've certainly been down there camped throughout the first half. And that's going to give them some... Oh, what a silly play the ball. As the referee let it go, he's going to play on. I think it was all right, but yeah, you're right, Troy. Just a little bit sloppy there from Bay Roskill, and perhaps a little bit of fatigue starting to come into it as we approach the end of the first half. But a good fend and carry there from the Bay Roskill 10. Sione Vakaotu Kakala. Feed it out towards the left, and Leela Vaivai goes way out the back door towards the left, and a step on there from Vogel. Head out towards the left once again. So testing out that edge defence there of the Marlins. Weir into dummy half, back towards the sticks now, and Paul will put the ball high, and it's a towering one into the shadow end. Fielded well at the back by Michael Sharma, I think it was, and a good kick return as well. So Manurewa, you feel just with a little advantage here in the momentum as we approach the final 5 minutes of this first half here at Blockhouse Bay Reserve.
Looks like they're going to pull a big gun here very shortly. There's a big lad rolling up the middle for the Marlins. He's just picking his turn for when he actually comes onto the ball. And I think we're going to introduce him to the note. They've gone to the other side.
So Filippo now dummies and comes up with the error. So not what Manurewa needed. They were just starting to build a little bit of pressure there, and Filippo perhaps just a little bit guilty of thinking next step ahead and forgetting the catch the ball part.
A little bit of a breather now. Some subs have been made for the Manurewa Marlins, and the big number 18 on for Manurewa, taking his position up in the front row there, and he's a fairly big slice of lad, just quietly.
He is indeed. I'm glad I'm not out there running into him. Wait to get the pack the scrum now. Manurewa just waiting on a lock forward, as we so often are these days in rugby league. And we'll put a winger or a fullback in there or something.
Let's see what the Bay Roskill Vikings do now whilst they're on attack.
And interesting to see them kind of varying up which side they target as Vogel goes on another run. And boy, he has been fantastic so far. Lively on the ball. He goes looking for it and almost plays as that sort of third half as they isolate now down here on the left. A nice little Benji Marshall flick pass out the back, but it's scooped up by Manurewa, and it wasn't handled well by Tusiani, who coughed up the ball. I think we'll have a Bayroskill feed at the end here. I think it was play on until the Tusiani knock on. Jonathan Ware's got his hand on the ball. He says, I'm not letting that go. And they are going to pack a scrum down. So 4 minutes to go, a really good chance here. We know how important points are late in the half. It can really deflate a team if they concede. So Bayroskill will be keen to take full advantage here and try and get over the line, as we see Vogel set out towards the right, and that is the way it comes. And they miss out Vogel on this occasion and go to David Dixon, who has an excellent carry forward. Rewa get there in numbers just to prevent him, but he's trouble on the ball, this kid. Little dart out of dummy half there from...
They're going to be a wee bit more enterprising here, I think, Corey.
Yeah, Mosessiongi there with the carry, and now back out towards Paul, and it finds Vogel. He's met in a huge tackle. We'll just wait to see if he got the ball down there. I think he has. He has indeed. And Troy, we just highlighted him. Jerome Vogel, his involvement in the game has been first class, and that time just positions himself out on the right edge there, just on the inside where Dixon would have been, and enough to get over the line.
Absolutely. And whilst he went over the line, did you notice he had a car crash going through? Well, it's not a bad cover tackle, to be fair.
Yeah, that's right. And look, I think those tackles always hurt a little bit less when you get the ball down over the line anyway, so I doubt Jerome will be feeling that one too much.
Fair call. And just as the live stream here from the Auckland Rugby League pans back now on the Manurewa Marlins, you know, we're noticing the body language has sort of changed a wee bit. Shoulders are down. They're obviously having a wee bit of a chat. They're looking forward to that half-time break. Bayroskill, the Vikings, they're all striding back now. I think they're feeling a lot more confident about things as we get ready to come into the end of the first half into the break. Around the grounds, a lot of fans have turned up here today. I think a few have travelled from South Auckland outside of the home base fans that are here today. And real good vibe around the grounds. And as I said, you know, if you're in the area and you're wanting to come down and actually be part of the second half, come and join us at the Bayroskill Vikings and catch up with some awesome football. It's been a great game so far, Corey.
It has indeed. And as Mosessiongi attempts the conversion, and flags are up, so the first successful conversion of the day, and that will take Bayroskill out to a 6-point lead. So it's Bayroskill 14, Manurewa 8, just on half-time here. We've got about a minute and a half to go in this first half, I think. And, well, a crucial sort of blow struck there from Bayroskill. We know how vital it is to score points in those 5 minutes either side of half-time. It can really give your team a boost and at the same time simultaneously crush the morale of your opposition. So Rewa now will look to get back underway off the boot of Simmons, who sends a towering one down towards the left edge here, and here comes a big carry off the back fence, and it's from Vakuotu Kakala. And Bayroskill here with a quick play of the ball, Troy, and you just feel starting to build here. They can smell a little bit more blood just before half-time.
I think the excitement's starting to mount now. The big boys are getting a roll on. They're, great ball out the back. They're still charging.
Jonathan Ware there, good support play, gets to the ball, battling in the tackle, and he's a lively little customer as now they look like they may have some numbers out here on the right edge, and whether they choose to go there or not, it looks like they will. Salila Vaivai with the ball, heads out to the back door, and there is space here as Corey Vogel dummies. Passes back inside now, and then another offload. David Dixon's on the ball, heads back towards the sticks, unfortunately where all the defenders were.
He's bobbled it, dropped it.
And the ball's come out, and that's a real shame there for Bayroskill. Boy, that was some entertaining footy there. The second phase from Bayroskill, Troy, the offload's coming out.
They get the get out of jail card there for Manurewa, and I've got to commend the Marlins. You know, they've been down for for most of this half. The scoreboard's only showing 14-8. They've turned on a couple of good tries. They've stayed in the game. They've tried to meet the grind as much as they can. But having that one player down certainly, you know, putting them under the acid test.
Yeah, it's massive, isn't it? You know, and we're probably going to see in the final 20 minutes, I would think, it's going to start to show a little bit in terms of the workload the other Manurewa players are having to get through. But for the time being, as the final seconds of the half tick down, and we may get one more play of the ball out of this, as the big fella takes the ball forward.
Oh, he's offloaded too.
Gets a nice
Commend the
offload
big
away.
fella. Well done. Good carry. Good strong carry.
And that'll do us for the first half here at Blockhouse Bay Reserve. So Bay Roskill lead 14 points to 8 over Manurewa, an entertaining first half. Of course, we mentioned Manurewa down to 12 players after having a player sent off for no mouth guard, a really amateur error at this level, you would have to say. But they've done well to stay only 6 points behind.
Yeah, I'd say the guy who's been, you know, sent off and benched for that, he'd be putting the shout on for the rest of the squad who've certainly, you know, done very, very well, especially in the defence of that first 40. And, you know, the boys are still in it. And Marlins get to have a well-earned break at this point. Bay Roskill, however, I think just need to demonstrate a wee bit more patience around the ball when they're actually on it. And, you know, to build momentum and to get some pressure on.
And as we wind up our chat for this half, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to throw in a minute now to some of the action from the other events on in the Auckland Rugby League. And a little bit of an update, I guess, from what's been going on there. So do stay with us for this second half. We've got entertainment for you through the halftime break, and we'll be back to, I guess, preview the second half in a couple of minutes. So just recapping the score, 14-8 to Bay Roskill, they lead, and we'll go into now a little break and an update from the Auckland Rugby League.
Action. Good afternoon everyone, my name's Talia coming live to you from Auckland Rugby League headquarters for another big weekend of Rugby League. Mount Albert will play Gomora in this week's game of the round. We also have Point Chef, our competition leaders, who will go up against Maris at Murray Halberg Park. North Coast travel out east to play the Howard Corner. Manurewa will play Richmond. Out south and Territory to get their chance to play their first game against Roskill Eagles. Meanwhile, in the Crown Lift Trucks Sharman Cup, we have secured our Premiership and Plate divisions. In the Premiership section, we have Bay Roskill vs Manurewa, which is going to be our game of the round and live streams on our Auckland Rugby League website at www.aucklandleague.co.nz. You can also find the link on our Facebook page /Auckland League. And it will be very exciting to watch live on any device that you have at home. Hiptoi will play Otahu, Newland play Ellerslie, and Otawa will host Ponsonby, so that should be a good game. In the plate section, Waimea play Pakiranga, Hibiscus Coast, versus East Coast Bays, and Manukau will have the first bye this weekend. All games kick off at 2:30, so get along to your club, support, be a sport. We've also got our Under 6 Gala Day this Sunday. It'll be lots of fun. The weather looks good, so it should be all good to go. And bring your friends, your family, and we'll have lots of fun on the day. Just bring your team registration sheets, your ball, and your Be a Sport bibs. Last but not least, it's Mother's Day this Sunday. Make her a cup of tea, breakfast in bed, and have a great weekend. See you next week.
My go-to karaoke song would honestly, to save everyone else, be nothing but anything with a rap in it, so I don't have to sing much.
Okay, give us a demo.
Oh, what's the song? I'll do Summer TLC. Let me get a focus on a picture in front of me, all as clear as DVD on digital TV screen. Yeah, that's enough.
I hate karaoke. Sorry. I do not like karaoke.
If you had a go-to karaoke song, which song would it be?
Okay, my go-to karaoke song would be Eye of the Tiger.
Good. Give us a demo.
Oh! It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rivals as the last No survivor stalks us prey in the night as he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. Oh. So if I had a go-to karaoke song, what song would it be? It would have to be a song called Brother Love.
Cool. Give me a demo.
No. No way, get out. My go-to karaoke song, the choices. My favourite movie is Pretty Woman, and the reason why is I like the way she dances to that song, Kiss from Prince.
Cool.
Please don't ask me to sing it.
Let's have a demo.
I wasn't gifted with these genes, but I'll give it a go. You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be true to rule my world. Yeah, that's about it.
Karaoke song. My go-to karaoke song would be the Backstreet Boys. I Want It That Way.
Give me a demo.
Oh, what? Oh, crap. You are my fire, the one desire, believe. Do you want me to go serious or not? I can't. Oh, okay. Start from the beginning. You are my fire, the one desire, believe. When you say I want it that way. Yeah.